Welcome to Good Works Tractors. From snow to mow, Good Works Tractors is the place to go. Shop goodworkstractors.com, subscribe to our channel below, like our Facebook page, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so today what I'm going to do is go over how at least, there's a million ways to do it. A lot of guys that do it better than me, but how I buff out a hood. So you can see this is a Kubota here. Typical with a lot of Kubotas. I know some of you guys really are meticulous about them, but Kubota paint is prone to fading. So this tractor did come from Texas, so that probably has a little bit to do with it being in that hot sun whenever it was being used. But it's a 2011, only has about 125 hours on it, yet it still kind of got that fade there. And as you can see with a lot of the Kubotas, the different panels are going to fade differently, and they actually turn a little bit different colors. So you get a little bit more of the pinkish hue that's on more of the body here, and I'll do a little close-up too so you can see as well. But even the cowling around here, which I think this is plastic versus metal here, so this is going to fade and look a different color. And then your loader arms are also going to fade and take a different shade of orange on as well. And then again, even your cylinders here are going to actually be a different color. So, and then compound that with the rims being a different color as well. And you know, they get all these parts, I'm just assuming because that's how production is done, a lot of them are going to be painted before they even get there, which must be the case here because they're different shades, and certainly there's different materials underneath some of these components as well. So maybe different steels that, you know, react differently when it's to the paint and when the sun hits it. I don't know, but for some reason you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shades going on here, and you know, I'm not sure what that means, but we're going to do our best here to shine this one up. Again, only 125 hours, barely used. You can tell, I mean, the tires have all sorts of tread on them, and again, I'll do a close-up so you can get a little look. But what I want to show you is what I use, and so I use a torque buffer here, power buffer, and so I got this on Amazon. I'll post a link on there. You don't have to get it through there, but I'll post a link up so you can see. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission if you were to buy something through there. But I really like this. My father-in-law has probably used this more than I have. He uses it all the time. He loves it. And I kind of like doing things by hand, but this is a pretty significant job here, so I'm going to use this buffer here. And what you've got a lot of different pads that you can add on. And right now I'm going to use this, it's a Hex Logic pad is what it's called. And so it's got these little hexes in there that seem to work well, but you have different grades of this. And so there's, you know, for light sanding and polishing, finishing, that kind of thing. This is the heaviest duty one that they have for a heavy duty buffing situation like we have going on right here. And so this is what I'm going to use. They all just Velcro right on there, so you can just stick it right on. Works out really well that way. You know, it has a decent power cord on here. I'm going to use an extension cord as well to give myself some more room. So as far as the compound that I use for most of my stuff, I'm going to use Car Guys products. However, I found that the Meguiar's Professional Ultra Cut compound, the 105, is about the best that I can find. I haven't found anything better yet. I'm always trying different things out. So if you've got a suggestion for me on something else I should try, I'd be happy to hear about it. But that's what I'm using on this application right here, and we're going to see how it does. So you can feel it's a bit of a rough surface here as I'm going over it. You know, not like sandpaper, but it's got a little bit of that, you know, texture to it. It's not smooth, and so we'll be able to get all that out of there. I'm not worried about that at all, and be able to shine it up well. So anyway, here we go. So I mean, this is not uncommon for how a tractor might come into me. You know, I don't keep my tractor sparkling clean all the time, and I don't expect anyone to. And plus, I mean, they get road grime on them and bugs and salt and everything else when they come down the road, so they need a bath anyways. But you know, this one here is a little faded, which it happens on Kubotas. I mean, it just does. Not the end of the world. I can bring most of that back. See, I've done this side over here on the right. This side has not been done yet, so, but it comes back. This fender back here, a little chalky and a little faded. I've polished that side. You can see that just how it pops even just with the polish, not with any wax yet. But most of this stuff will come out. But this tractor's got 125 hours on it, okay? 2011. Really, it's clean. I mean, it was under a canopy or a shed, you know, an open-sided shed down in Texas. I have the pictures of where it was stored, and even with that, it's still just kind of faded out a little bit, you know? Not the end of the world. The John Deeres do tend to hold their color better, but this tractor looked great, you know? You'll be amazed. Just clean the seat off a little bit, which again, I don't find any of this type of stuff to be, you know, abuse or signs of a bad owner. It's just a typical looking tractor, you know. It got used a little bit. It's dirty, dusty. Doesn't need to be cleaned every second. So this tractor will look tip-top after I'm done with it. And I mean, with 125 hours, it's barely even broken in. Just an example, kind of going through the cleaning up process. Occasionally I do put a little touch-up paint on items such as, you know, the hood guards here that they call them, or sometimes on bucket edges. And this one doesn't really need any touch-up paint. Maybe a little bit on the cylinders here. Those do seem to get dinged as far as paint chips, you know, more than anywhere else. But this tractor looks nice and clean overall. But wait till I'm done with it, then we'll really see. So one of the other things I have not mentioned yet is going to be this polishing pad conditioner. And so it says lube it or use it. And essentially what you got to do is you got to spray a few sprays of this on the pad. Let's see, I think it's after. Yeah, place 5 to 6 dots of your favorite Chemical Guys compound or polish on the buffing pad, and then mist with 1 to 3 spritzes of this over top of that polishing compound. And so again, this is a Chemical Guys thing. I do believe this Torque, T-O-R-X, is by Chemical Guys as well. So you can get Chemical Guys, they make a lot of good stuff also. I really have found the Car Guys products for the most part to be better for my applications, and you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but everybody's got a good thing going on. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake this up real good and give it a few good shakes. We're going to put 5 to 6 dots on here. Oop, that's a big dot. Oop, coming out fast, coming out strong. We'll probably put 4 on there since that first one came out real heavy. And then I'm going to give it a few sprays. And so then what I'm going to do here, so you got, let's see, where's it at? You got on and off right here, okay? And then you have your speed control right here. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to start at about 1 there, 1.5, something like that. But first I'm going to kind of spread that around a little bit. And you want to start slow, otherwise this stuff's already going to spray a little bit. You'll get some spatter around here. But I mean, if you start off hot and heavy, it's just going to go flying all over the place. So kind of spread it around like this and then turn it on, start it slow. Okay, and you want to be kind of moving in the same pattern all the time. So I'm going to turn it up to 3. What I'm going to do this next area up here, also same thing we just did there, and then I'm going to clean it all off, and then I'll show you kind of up close, even just one round there. And lots of times if you're doing a big project, you want to check an area here first and see how it's doing. You may need to go more aggressive at a higher speed. You may just need to go over it a couple times even if it's real bad. So again, I'm going to shut up here real quick so you can feel. It's kind of like it's a rough surface, so you can hear it, is what I mean when I'm rubbing across it. You know, this is a little bit smoother. Actually, it's quite a bit smoother. You know, so I mean, there's just a lot of grain there. We need to polish that out and get that off. So. And so you can see this up close here. I mean, there's the side of the pad yellow, the color it was, and you can see the color it is now, orange. It's taken off a lot of material there, which we need it to do at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of my favorite products here. This is, I've got it in my own just bottle here, but this is Super Cleaner by Car Guys. Fantastic cleaning product here, just for general purpose cleaning on your cars, boats, tractors, whatever, that kind of stuff. So I mean, lots of times I'll let this stuff, I'll spray it on and let it sit. It kind of eats through everything, and if you have buildup on there as far as grease or caked down dirt or whatever else, this is a real good product here. I mean, their products kind of smell nice, I guess. They don't smell bad, which makes them, you know, more palatable that way as well. But I'm going to spray a bunch of this stuff on here. It'll help in getting it off. And then we'll see how it looks, even just with that first run there, which I gotta say, initial impressions right now are it looks a lot better. I don't know how it shows up on the video or not, but so far so good. Now this is still just a touch wet, so it's going to dry and not kind of have that same shine to it. However, that look there is similar to what it will look like when it has a layer of wax on it, okay? But again, you can see, show you this rag here, just all the stuff that came off of it there. Okay, a lot of material. It's doing what it needs to do though. So let's let me go ahead and rub my hand over here, see if it's any smoother now. Smoother, but I still feel some grain in there. I'm gonna give it one more shot. This time I'm going to go up to a level 4, maybe 4.5 even. All right. One of the things I didn't mention is that you want to make sure that the surface is cool and dry. Don't try to do this out in the sun. Get it in your garage or in a building of some kind or under, you know, a shed cover or something. It does not work very well if the hood is hot. Okay. Same thing if the hood is, super cold. It's not going to work that well. It'll still work, you can still do it, but ideally, you know, right now it's probably 75 out, so it's perfect. But you don't necessarily need to be in the 70s, although that is a comfortable temperature to work at as well. Just make sure it's clean, you know, give it a wash, use that super cleaner. That's what I did on this one. I used the super cleaner to get it all prepped. One other item of note is that on edges, like on these loader arms here, or even kind of this edge along the hood here, where there's more of a hard edge versus a soft rolled edge, take it easy on the pressure there. It can be very easy to kind of press too hard on those corners, and you can damage the paint there, okay? So keep that in mind. Don't be too aggressive on the corners. It's kind of a, you know, that, you know, a point there almost, you know, and so you want to take it easy, make sure that nothing is damaged. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clean off round 2 on this side here. We'll see how it looks. What do you guys think? Is it looking pretty good? A lot better than it was. A lot better than this side over here. Hopefully you can tell that in the video, because in person it looks dramatically different. Use a clean rag here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the final coat and show you what that looks like. And so you can see, you know, one half versus the other half roughly. I know I went a little bit more on that side than I intended to, but and you'll be able to see how you can get a hood back and make them shine up. And now I will say, Kubotas are a lot harder than John Deere's. John Deere's, man, I'm telling you, you can clean those things up, make them look brand spanking new. Kubotas, you know, they're still a steel hood. So there's, you know, light scratch there. I mean, you might not be able to see it in the video. And there's a real small dent. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, right here in the hood. That kind of thing. There's really not a whole lot you can do about it. But it's nice to have confidence that you can bring back the color, okay? All right, so this is the creme de la creme right here as far as I'm concerned. It's Car Guys liquid wax, premium liquid wax, and it's a high gloss synthetic paint sealer. This is like $40 for this bottle right here. It'll last you a long time. You know, I probably go through a couple bottles of it a month cleaning tractors, and essentially all my tractors get this because it's a very nice protective surface. It's going to really seal it in. It's going to last a long time. It creates a real solid bond on there. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to rub it on there, and you don't have to rub hard. You can just put it on a rag and wipe it on the surface, okay? And then let it sit there for 30 minutes. And then at that point, just take a rag, again, a clean rag, and just wipe it right off. And it just wipes right off. It's very easy to do. Again, you want to be in a cool, you know, not direct sunlight. You want it to be clean, want it to be waxed, or polished and everything else so that the surface is prepped and ready, okay? So, but again, wipe it on, give it that solid 30 minutes. I've left them overnight before, it doesn't really matter, because after it cures, and you come back over and wipe it off. But don't shortchange the time, because that'll diminish the effects. And it's an expensive product, but it's well worth the money. So I mean, you can use this again on your cars, you know, Car Guys. You know, I use it on tractors because that's what I do. But an amazing product, and probably, well, I don't know. I would say it's my favorite product, but I got a couple others too that are absolutely fantastic as well. So, but very good product here. What I'm going to do now is wipe it on here, and I changed the camera angle there so you can kind of get hopefully a better visual with the light hitting it differently. But you can see over on this side, all the way over somewhere in this neck of the woods right here is what I polished, okay, twice. And then this is the unpolished portion over here where it looks lighter and more faded. So, but I'm gonna shut up again here and wipe my hands across. I didn't actually do that, but we'll see how it sounds now. Oh man, there's barely any grain. Yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. You can almost hear my hand like wiping, you know, like the squeaking across it. So I've gotten rid of probably, I would say 90-95% of that grainy feel, like almost a sandpaperish feel. So compared to over here. Like I can't freely slap my hand across over here because it's like smooth and grabbing. There's a little bit of moisture on my hand. It's just grabbing. Where over here it's just, I'm not intentionally trying to go slower. It's like grabbing it because it's smooth and it's the way that it should be. So I don't know. I'm just trying to let you guys know because it's hard to see in video sometimes. So kind of give you a visual difference there and perspective so you can see that the product is actually working. So what I'm going to do now, since I just rubbed my hands all over it and got some stuff on there, I'm going to wipe it off really quick, make sure it gets nice and dry. I'm going to put that wax on there, okay? So again, another clean rag here I'm going to use. I get these off of Amazon as well. I get my car guys stuff off of Amazon. I get a lot of stuff off of Amazon, but these shop rags here, so I think you're actually supposed to wash these before you use them. It helps with the absorbency, but these work great for my application here, and they're very cheap. Amazon Basics. I'll put a link up for these as well. Again, you know, it is an affiliate link. I just want to make sure that's clear. You know, it's a small little pittance that I get for it, but it helps. So I appreciate any support you guys give me. But big old box of these is, I don't know, it's like 40 or 50 bucks. Really, really handy. I use them all the time. Been using them for years, actually. Microfiber, I think it is. Yeah, microfiber cleaning cloth, 100%, nope, 90% polyester, 10% polyamide, whatever that is. I don't know. That's just what I use. If you guys have suggestions for something else, let me know. You can wash these, reuse them. That's what we do a lot. So although they get some nasty stuff on there, you kind of want to wash them separately from everything else. So again, there's everything else. Give it a good shake. Man, I'm impressed. I'm always impressed. I love bringing color back into equipment. It looks really good. And again, this tractor only had 125 hours, and it was kept underneath the dealer I bought it from sent me pictures. It was kept underneath a cover, you know, like a little open-sided shed cover. And so, but still, even with that heat out there and just the sun all the time, the sun did its thing. But I mean, it had its own spot right underneath there with the brush hog and everything. So it just is what it is. So again, I'm really not applying pressure. This is really just me. And now typically I would do the entire hood, you know, so this is to try to give you a good example of what's going on here. And so when I come back and do the other side, I'm gonna, you know, overlap this a little bit and cut away some of the finished area I've already done. And you don't even need to wipe it on as much as I do. I'm just kind of making sure I don't miss any little spots. I want a good protective coat. And you can do a whole tractor, you know, your whole tractor in, call it 3 hours, but it's not all at the same time. You know, that's from the very beginning. So I'm talking giving it a bath, you know, and I'll take mine either I've got a car wash right around here that I'll take them to, or we've got a power washer here and I'll do them out in the yard. You know, if I only got one tractor to do, I'll normally just take it to the wash. But if I've got 4 or 5 tractors to clean, I'll line them all up and break out the power washer and wash them all off here. But I'll power wash underneath the hood. I power wash everywhere. But again, before I power wash, I'm going to use some sort of a degreaser or something to break down the buildup on there. So whether it's underneath the hood, on the top side of the hood, on the engine compartment itself, and the wheels, on the inside of the wheels. Okay, that's often overlooked one because people do clean their tractors, but it's harder to get in there. So, you know, on the floorboards, under the seat, wherever. I'll spray anywhere I notice there's some buildup on. I'll spray that super cleaner on it, or wheel cleaner. Car Guys makes a great wheel cleaner that I use as well. Put that all on there first, let it soak, let it do its thing, and then power wash it all like crazy. You know, you want to be careful around grease fittings and everything else, not to, you know, jam some water in there and drive all the grease out. But after I'm done washing and detailing something anyway, I always go through it and re-grease them. So that's just a standard protocol for me. But that's step one. So, I mean, that 3-4 hours, whatever I said it was there, is including all the way from the very beginning, you know, and allowing it to dry off from that, and then polishing if you need to, which not everybody needs to. I mean, if their tractor's not all faded, there's no point in doing that. But then, you know, going through using this wax sealant on there, which again, man, I can't even tell you how amazing it is. It's incredible. You know, I've also got the black surface treatment. I can't think of what it's called. Black plastic restorer, I think it's called. So I'll use that on all the steering wheels and the cowling up here, and seats and anything else that's black. Not on metal, but plastic types of materials. Okay. Again, that's by Car Guys. I'll show you that too at some point. I don't know if it'll be in this video or not. All right. So, you know, at this point, you can see on the rag there, I mean, I got a touch of orange down there that must have been left over from something, or it could have been, you know, when I was on the edges here, just kind of picked up that I didn't clean off the best. But for the most part, that's completely clean except for just the waxing compound. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let that sit there for a solid half hour before I come back and wipe that off. So, and I think maybe we'll move on. We'll do a different portion of this tractor. Maybe we'll do this this cowling here, because this is plastic. Okay, so we'll see if we can get this color back. Last I recall, this does not come back quite as well as a steel does, but we'll find out. So we'll try this out here in just a second. I'll try to rearrange, give you a different view of it here, a little bit better view, and then we'll come back later and check this out and see how it looks. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try this plastic cowling now. Again, there's a sound test. We'll see if we can make it sound any better than that after a pass or two here with the polish. Let's see what happens here. And I don't really notice any difference between, you know, the polymer hoods on John Deere, the polymer panels, and the steel on Kubota. You know, this is the only plastic that's really on the Kubota. You know, I really do like the polymer on John Deere, but you know, I just like the fact that it's resilient. It kind of doesn't dent and really scratch through the paint. You know, it'll still scratch, but it's still green. But you know, the Kubotas, if you can keep them looking nice, they look real sharp. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot right now. And I apologize, you're probably not going to be able to see that well. I'm left-handed. I tried setting that up a few different areas, and I couldn't really find a great area to give you an angle, so you'll kind of be a little bit hit or miss on this portion. And since this is a small area, I'm going to go ahead and do that other side as well. Now there's some small little areas back here, you know, on the console side with knobs and things like that. I'll just take a little rag and polish those areas by hand. And to be honest, those little areas aren't really faded. You know, they're not really exposed to the sun directly. They're just going to get the, just a little bit of the indirect sunlight there, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So I'm just going to finish this up. I can't do a whole lot actually on this side, just due to the loader assembly here, but we'll do what we can. Really, that's about it right in there. And you know, I mean, I'm looking over here and I don't even know if this section down here needs to even be polished. I think I can get by just with the wax on there. So it's not really, it doesn't really have that fade as would make sense with it not being directly in the sun. So, but we'll go ahead and wipe this off and we'll see just how smooth it is, if it's gained any color back and whatnot. I'm gonna actually spray the rag since I don't want to get anything on that treated surface right next to it there. And you'll notice, well, maybe you didn't, I'm not sure if it's in the video or not, but there's some stickers that are right along the side. Man, I go right over those stickers, so right over top of them. So, I mean, unless your stickers are in real bad shape, they're gonna be just fine. And there's a lot of angles and curves and everything else on here, so I was a little bit lighter on the pressure. I did keep the speed up on the polisher, but I was lighter on the pressure just to make sure I wasn't really pressing hard on any of these corners here, you know, and causing any problems that way. Man, that looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna go wipe off this other side. Yeah, it's looking nice. And so, you know, order operations really is, you need to wash the tractor first. That being said though, you are gonna get overspray. I mean, I can see it on the inside of the loader arms, that kind of thing. You know, that pad's swirling around, it's just kicking off little bits of stuff. Your clothes are gonna get a little dirty too. You know, if you don't do it a lot. I mean, I can remember when I first started using this polisher here, I mean, I had a lot of spray all over, but I think I've been improving on that a little bit. But I'm gonna do one more clean on here just to get that stuff off. I don't know if I have to do a second pass. I think it might be good with one. And again, that could be the difference between, you know, a plastic, you know, a polymer type thing versus a steel surface. I don't know. You know, this is all hypothesis on my part, but there's like 4 or 5 different colors of orange on here. So, you know, there's got to be multiple reasons for that. I mean, I'm thinking, again, either they are sourced from, you know, different suppliers and they're coming in already pre-painted, but they're using for some reason, a different paint formula instead of the exact same thing. Or it's due to the different materials, you know, some sort of plastic, steel, maybe there's a different steel on the cylinders, I don't know, that kind of thing. And so maybe all those different types of material, you know, react differently with the paint and the sun, that combination. I don't know, I'm hypothesizing. But let's go ahead and rub our hand across here and see how it feels. Wipe my hand off real quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, you see here that kind of that stickiness instead of the scraping. Yeah, that's nice. It's hard to even rub back. That's what you want, that nice surface like that. I mean, again, I can feel a tiny bit of the grain in there, but very little, very, very little. So I could do another pass. I don't think I would really gain much. You might be able to hear that. Yeah, whatever. We'll do one more pass, just cause. Just cause we're gonna see if we can get that little bit out. Change my mind. Round 2, here we go. I was at about a level 4 there. I didn't want to go too high on the plastic just to make sure it reacted okay. You know, again, different materials. You just gotta be aware of that stuff. It's all gonna be a little bit different. This rag here. Let's see if we got that last little bit off there or not. I cranked it up to a level 5 on there, which is typically about the highest I'm going to go. I think it goes to what, a level 7, let me see. When I'm talking about levels, you know, it's just this dial here, okay? Or 6, that's what it goes to. So the on and off is right here. And then I started at 1, so it's going real slow. And then I crank it up. So, you know, 3 to 4 for lots of things, but if it's bad, like this one is bad, so I'm 4 to 5, somewhere in there. Let me go grab one more rag real quick. That one more wipe. Get all that stuff off of there. Okay. All right. Our old test here. Oh man. I think we're at like 99% now. Basically can't hear anything. Yeah, that's really, really, really nice. Cool. I'm gonna wipe that off real quick just because I did that. And then we're gonna put that same sealer right on there, okay? And again, I would do this entire cowling if I were doing this to, you know, just clean the tractor, but trying to give you guys an idea here just of the process and the results and what I do to get tractors ready for my customers, on top of inspecting them, checking them out for functionality. I put them through all the paces. Okay, I live nearby. I drive a lot of them back and forth there, back and forth to the car wash, around the lot here. Sometimes I take them out to my hunting lease. We have a daycare center as well that's got a couple acres behind it that have projects going on there sometimes. Try to use all my tractors, put them through the paces, you know, check the 4-wheel drive, you know, you want to get them up to temperature, make sure they're reacting properly, working properly when they're up to temperature. You know, using the loader joystick and the steering and the PTO and lights and all that kind of stuff, you know. So cruise control, if it has it, that kind of thing. So just part of what I do. But everybody likes the tractor to look good. Well, maybe not everybody, but I do. So anyway, again, we're going to give this about a half hour here at least. Probably a little bit longer than that because I'm going to go do some things and come back. But we'll give it at least a half hour here and we'll come back. And you can see, you might be able to see this area here starting to get that little bit of a chalky look to it, which is what we want. So that means it's drying, it's curing. Underneath that chalkiness there is that polymer wax material that is bonding and providing that protective coat. So we're set up for success right now. But you can see two different colors here, okay? You can see the steel versus the plastic. It is what it is. There's not a whole lot we're gonna do about that, but we've done everything we can. It looks good. You're just gonna have a little bit of that different coloration there due to different materials. So that's about it. Okay, so when I'm all done using a pad, I'm gonna take it off. Actually, I'll leave it on. And when you buy one of these polishers here, it's going to come with this, let's see, polishing pad cleaner, it's called. And then it's also going to come with this polishing pad conditioner. So this is what we were using. Every time we put our 5-6 dots of polish on here, spray this. It says 1 to 3 times. I always do 3 just because I like overkill, I guess. But every time, don't forget to do that, okay? And then after that, when you're all done with it and you want to wash it, because these are reusable, okay? So you're going to hit it with some shots of this. Let me see if it says how many How many shots? Spray directly on the pad. Scrub using a soft pad cleaning brush. Rinse with warm running water. Wring out pads and allow to air dry. Add 1 ounce of polishing pad cleaner to any pad cleaning machine. So you can put this in a pad cleaning machine. That's beyond my scope. So I just hit this thing a whole bunch. I run it under a bunch of hot water. I rinse it out. It gets it back to essentially new. I don't use a cleaning brush. I guess you can, but whatever. So I'm gonna hit a whole bunch. I'm gonna take it off, and then my neighbor right next door there at that shop, he's got hot water in there, so I'm gonna take it over there, run it under the hot water a bit, clean it out, let it dry, and be good to go another time. Okay, well, we've had a solid half hour go by now, and so this wax again here, the liquid wax by Car Guys, has had plenty of time to cure, and so we're gonna go ahead and take a clean rag, which I've got right here, and we're gonna wipe off the surface. So I'll start with the metal hood up here, and I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit, that way you can maybe get a little bit better look at it. So again, this side over here, we haven't done anything with, so this is what it looked like originally, and then we've got the finished side over there. So and so it's just like a little film that's on there, kind of the leftover stuff. And there's not really any residue. I'll show you the rag afterwards, but you'll be hard pressed to really see anything. That looks really nice. And it's tough. The videos really don't do it justice. Maybe I'll do a little close up here and try to show it that way, but boy, it's really nice, really nice. I'm very, very pleased. So it's smooth now that I've got that coat on there. There's maybe a touch of grain left you can hear. But most of that's just my hand sliding across a smooth surface. So it's very nice, very, very nice. Protected for a long time. Got to protect it from fading again too, you know. It's keeping it protected from that. But I'll move that camera around and we'll do this plastic cowling there as well. All right. So again, same thing, just a little bit of white residue on there. That's the leftover stuff from the polished doing its thing, or from the wax, I should say. Just love it. It's so slick after this is on there and dried. I don't know if you like dropped a rag on there, it kind of moves a little bit. You know, there's some residue on here though as well, but it's a nice smooth surface. Very nice. Very pleased. Show you a little close up here, if you can get an idea. See how it shines in those lights, nice and glossy. Hey guys, so this is the finished product. I'm done detailing this Kubota L3200. Again, this is a 2010, 2011, something like that model year. Actually I thought I had 125, but I misread. It's 185 hours on there, but still under 200 hours, very low hours on here. It was from Texas, stored underneath a canopy down there, like a open-sided shed, I guess, you know, with a brush hog on it, but that Texas heat and sun year round just kind of does its thing, and so it did have some fading on there. And you know, Kubotas generally fade a little bit easier than John Deere's do, and so I had to do a pretty good detailed job on here to bring most of that color back, and was able to do so. And these are the products here that I use to clean this tractor with. You know, some of them, like this guy here, this plastic restorer, I didn't use a whole lot of it. I'll probably make another video just kind of highlighting that on a different tractor that has more of the black plastic, you know, trim and that kind of thing on there where you can really see it better. I didn't really do it justice on this one since there wasn't very much, but I used all these products on here. Everything from, this is their our Ultra Cut compound here. This is the only product by Meguiar's that I really use right now. There's also a 205. I guess the 105 and the 205 are what I use. But everything else is going to be by Car Guys as far as my products go. So you got the liquid wax, and you would have seen that. That's what's going to, after you're done polishing it, with that compound, you're going to put that liquid wax on there, and it's a formulated compound, and basically you're going to rub it on real nice and easy. Doesn't take any effort. You don't have to push down on it at all. Let it do its thing and cure, and then after at least 30 minutes you can come back and just wipe it off. And if you've let it sit for a long time, I think I let this one sit for a couple hours, maybe it was, and it gets a little sticky, I'll just take some super cleaner. I don't have the super cleaner in this video, but that's the other product that I did use. And I'll just either take a few mists right here on the tractor, or I'll put some on a cleaning cloth and then just wipe it off. It just kind of helps get it off that way. But again, no pressure as far as having to apply on there, so it makes it very easy to do. That's one of the things that wears me out, is really having to reef on things all around, and you get drained pretty quick doing that, so that makes it nice and easy. But we have the tire shine spray. This is a wheel cleaner here, I guess, but this is a tire shine spray as well. You can see both of those on here. The wheel cleaner, those wheels cleaned up really nice, definitely, and the tire shine spray lasts a really long time, so a lot longer than Armor All does. So a good product there as well. But this is the torque polisher that I use right there, and these products right here are going to go along with that torque. And so this is going to be, it's a Velcro hexagon type cleaning pad on here, and so they have different grades of these, from really heavy duty to medium duty to light duty to finishing, all that kind of thing, and they just Velcro right on the face of this right here. And so you can take one on and off really easy and put another one on there. They're reusable. You can wash them. This is the conditioner. Anytime you put any polish or wax or whatever on there, spray a few spritzes of that on here as well. It's going to protect the paint. That's what you need to do when you're polishing. And then this is going to be the cleaner. So when you're all done and you want to clean your pad, give it several sprays of this, and then basically run it in hot water and a little bit of dish soap if you have it, and just really rinse it out really good. And then I don't wring it out really, but I just kind of squeeze it real good, get as much water as I can, let it air dry. So, and I mean, I probably use these pads, I don't know, I would say 3 or 4 times before they're really starting to show their wear. I just threw one out, and it might have even made 5 or 6 passes. So, but I'm not doing huge jobs here like if you were doing a car. The tractors are a lot smaller than that, so probably why it lasts a little bit longer. Perhaps that's the reason. So anyway, finished product here. I think it cleaned up really well. Hopefully it shows up well for you guys. But I think that this will make a customer very happy. Again, a super low hour machine, just a gear drive unit here as well. It's just clean all around. You can see the tread on the tires here is in fantastic condition here. A ton of life left on the fronts and the rears. So sometimes these ag tires, if you're driving them on concrete or asphalt or other hard paved surfaces, they're going to wear a lot quicker than if they're on, in a field somewhere. And so that's something to look for on those. But excellent traction there, is about the best you can get. It does have the skid steer quick attach bucket on here, so you can put a set of pallet forks on there, a snow pusher, that kind of thing, even a grapple if you were to add a third function. Quick park loader on here as well. So it is it's a 2x4 transmission. So that's a gear drive transmission, the 2 being the high and the low range, and then the 4 being the gears, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could also say it's 2x4 plus reverse. Some folks will calculate that in a different way, but that's kind of how I think of it. So anyways, great machine. Hope this helps and gives you an example of what I do to help detail my tractors and get them ready for my customers. I want everything to look as good as it can, run as good as it can, and just be ready to go. So this is a prime example right here, even taking an older machine and making it look great. So thanks so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you took a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to post the links for all these products in the description of the video there. They are going to be Amazon affiliate links. I will get a little bit of a kickback on that, not much, but lots of good deals that are on these products, quite often on Amazon as well. So look for maybe like a 5, 10, 15% off that they're running on these products there. It's fairly frequent, not all the time, but keep your eyes peeled for that as well. We also have a Facebook page. If you would like our Facebook page, we post our coming soon listings, like the first pictures that we get before they're cleaned up. That's where we post them at. And then on our website, we also post the coming soon listings with a full list of information about the horsepower, what's included with it, the hours, what you can add on, the specs, that kind of thing. So have a great day.